Hey, it's Meatball.
And Mark.
And this is the Rocker Morning Show on demand from 107.7 RKR. 107.7 RKR, it is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
So, buddy, how are you?
Doing good. Getting ready to get into this weekend. It's going to be a busy one.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Friday especially. You've got is the Arena Rock Show at a Warner, right?
Yep.
And then Friday night, also Alice Cooper in town at Wings Event Center.
Yes, that's going to be a massive show.
Yes.
Looking forward to that one.
It's going to be a ton of fun. So plenty of options for you this week. Well, mostly just Friday. If you want to get out and do some stuff and have a great time in Southwest Michigan. Also, the Olympics still going on, and this is going to be the bane of my existence, I think, for the next 2 weeks. It's all I'm watching.
Yeah.
I have so many TV shows that I'm way behind on because I didn't watch anything while I was on vacation. They're just going to have to wait because the Olympics are so much fun to watch. I did learn something troubling yesterday, though.
What's that?
So the opening ceremonies, the big deal is, you know, the torch, the Olympic flame comes all the way from Athens, Greece, and it travels around the world in different countries and stuff, and then eventually makes its way after being passed on, you know, through all those thousands of miles to the city where the Olympics are happening. And then they light the cauldron, right?
Yeah.
And they've had some pretty spectacular ones in the past. They've had the dude that, you know, shot the flaming arrow into the cauldron. I think that was the last time they were in France. They did that. You know, it lit up, and they have these cool things where they light the bottom of the thing, and then it just goes up all the way to the cauldron. Like, there's always some kind of like cool thing, right? Well, France did something unique this time. The cauldron floats in the air on an air balloon, on a hot air balloon. During the day, it's on the ground. And then at night, as kind of like a beacon thing, it raises up in the air. And it looks kind of cool, right? It's just flaming cauldron under a hot air balloon. Problem is, it's not fire. They didn't light a cauldron. They put the flame out with mist, essentially, and LED lights, which is what the cauldron is made of. There's no fire.
But it's being held up by a hot air balloon?
Yeah.
Well, that's probably a smart decision then.
I guess. I don't know. But the whole point is, like, you know, you light the Olympic flame and it stays lit for the whole thing, and then you take the fire back to Athens after the Olympics, you know, like the flame it stays lit the whole time. There's no flame. It went out during the opening ceremonies.
Huh. That's weird.
I feel like that's kind of an asterisk on these Olympics. Like, the Olympic flame has gone out, my dude.
So it's like completely, so that flame is nowhere.
There's
nowhere.
No, there's no fuel. There's no fire. There's no That Which I Desire from Metallica out there. Nothing. Like, it is literally just mist and LED lights in the shape of a cauldron. Now, I understand that France and Paris wanted to do more like ecological stuff. They wanted to be a little more green.
Yeah.
So they're not using any kind of fuel or anything like that for the flame, which is fine. But you put the Olympic flame out. It's gone.
I would imagine that you should probably have some kind of like fire going somewhere so that it stays lit at least.
At least like adjacent to it. Be like, this is the actual flame.
Right.
Like, this is the representation of it that looks cool because we can float it up in the sky at night.
Right.
But this is the actual flame.
Well, hopefully they pass that flame to Snoop because he's definitely keeping that sucker alive. Maybe he's the one who's keeping the fire alive.
He probably lit a joint off of it without anybody knowing. And he has just been like, he's just been chain smoking, you know, joints off of that thing ever since.
Somebody's freaking out like, oh my gosh, what happened to the fire? Snoop's like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry, man.
We got it covered.
Don't worry, baby. It's still burning. I promise. It's just such a shame now that even the Olympic flame has chosen to vape instead of, you know.
What the hell?
Sign of the times, man. 107.7 RKR. It is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
So the Olympics are going on right now. I've actually got it on my phone over here. Keeping an eye on things. The men's triathlon just finished up. I won't spoil it for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Men's
but it was triathlon.
Riveting watching. I mean, the river was cleaned up enough that they could do it. So that's impressive on itself.
Neat. There's no E. coli left.
Right, exactly. There's all the ways, you know, interesting stories when it comes to the Olympics and some of the athletes that are there. Do you know the name Chase Budinger?
No.
2009, he was selected in the second round by the Detroit Pistons.
2009.
That was the same draft class that had like Steph Curry, James Harden, like just absolutely stacked.
Gotcha.
Year for the NBA draft. Chase Budinger was in Arizona. He was a Wildcat. Got drafted by the Pistons, and unfortunately, he was immediately traded over to the Rockets and had a pretty decent career in the NBA. He was a stud in college in Arizona, and then like a McDonald's All-American in high school too. He won some dunk contests and came in second in the NBA All-Star dunk contest one year. Like huge basketball player, right?
Yeah.
Decent career with the Rockets, bounced around to a couple other teams, and then in 2017, pretty decent run in the NBA for a lot of players. He decided, no, you know what? I'm going to retire from the NBA.
Nice.
He's in the Olympics this year.
Oh, very cool.
He's not playing basketball. He's playing beach volleyball. I don't know how. I mean, the only commonality between these two sports is the ability to jump. But Chase Budinger apparently was a two-sport athlete when he was in high school, playing volleyball and basketball.
That's interesting.
He was listed as the best volleyball player in America when he was in high school.
Wow.
And he decided to pursue basketball. He went to Arizona, which does not have a volleyball program for men. Went there, played basketball. I guess that was the safe move to create a nice little nest egg for him, I guess. I don't know. But he decided, you know what? I'm retiring from basketball. I'm moving over to beach volleyball, and has since risen up the ranks. And now he and his partner, I believe it's Mike Evans, are ranked second in their pool in the Olympics and could go on to the medal count for the U.S.
Wow.
So if this happens, he could be the only player in history, the only person in history to play in a professional sport in the U.S. and medal in an Olympics in a completely different sport.
That is a subcategory I never knew existed.
Well, it's like ESPN comes up with all those stupid stats. It's like most three-pointers shot from this exact point on the floor. You know, anything to make LeBron James or Steph Curry look better than they actually are.
Right. These are sabermetrics.
Yeah, exactly.
Super analyzed.
But it is kind of cool that, you can have a career in this one thing and then move on to something else. Like, I mean, he clearly enjoys volleyball, and he says he's a better volleyball athlete than he was a basketball athlete. So
he's about to prove it.
Oh my God. And in one of the coolest venues too. Like, oh my God. We were talking about it yesterday. The view of the Eiffel Tower from the volleyball pit just looks awesome. The nice thing is if for some reason the men's basketball team does run into a situation where they need an extra man, I mean, they know a guy that could come and play with them, you know?
True.
But trading in sandy beaches in front of the Eiffel Tower for cold indoor court with Steph Curry and LeBron James, and I don't know, man.
You're going to have some really nice croissants to talk him off that ledge.
It's time to turn up your dials and tune out the traffic because we're playing the Daily 5 on the Rocker Morning Show. Testing the mental magnitude of your favorite morning monkeys on the radio. And now, your hosts for the Daily 5, Meatball and Mark Frank House.
It is the Daily 5 where Mark and I ask each other questions. The other one answers. Today, I'm asking the questions. Mark is answering. Mark, you got some help on the line this morning from Gavin. Good morning, Gavin. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Awesome, man. You got to help me get 3 out of 5 questions correct. If you do, we will get the win for the week. 3 points. If not, Meatball will stake his comeback, making it 2-1.
All right.
Let's see what we're going to make here, Gavin.
Question number 1 has to do with history. After the Notre Dame Cathedral burned in 2019, along with its original plans, what did engineers use to reconstruct a model of the church to rebuild it? Was it paintings made by local French artists, photos taken by tourists, or video games?
I'm going to say...
Say that again, Gavin?
I'm going to say painting. I'm not entirely sure.
Like in the paintings, yeah.
God, trying to think. I feel like I heard something about video games. I remember when this happened, and I heard something. I feel like video games, for some reason, jumped out at me.
So you're saying video games, Gavin's saying paintings. What are you feeling, Gavin? You still like your answer?
It's more of a guess than anything.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. You know what? I feel like video games is the way to go here. So if you're cool with it, I'm going to say video games. Final answer.
You good with that? You good with that, Gavin?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm driving.
That's all right. That's all right, man. All right. So we're going video games. Final answer. That is correct.
Yes.
The company Ubisoft is actually based in France.
Oh, that's funny.
And they make the Assassin's Creed game. Before they released Assassin's Creed Unity, they did high-res scans inside and outside. So they literally used the game Assassin's Creed to recreate Notre Dame.
Well, at least they have video games. See, not all video games are bad.
Right, exactly. All right, question number 2. This is music. What musical instrument's name roughly translates to jumping flea? Is it a ukulele, a piccolo, or a banjo?
Jumping flea, ukulele, a piccolo, or a banjo.
Yep.
Jumping flea.
I like ukulele for some.
Which instrument gives you tiny little pesky insect vibes?
Yeah. The piccolo gives me the insect vibes, but the name ukulele just for some reason seems right. I don't know why.
What are you thinking, Gavin?
I was thinking the same thing with the piccolo, but maybe it's a ukulele because of how small it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, a piccolo is still kind of small itself too. But I think we'd be safe if we stuck with ukulele.
Okay, yeah, we'll go with that.
All right, ukulele, final answer.
Go on ukulele, final answer. Jumping flea in Hawaiian.
Oh my
roughly
gosh.
translates to ukulele. Man, I cannot believe. All right, this one. This has to do with sports.
Okay.
How many players from the 2008 National Championship Florida Gators football team, so we all know that team, Tim Tebow, Aaron Hernandez, all those guys, how many of them since that championship have been arrested and spent at least a little time in jail?
Oh my God.
Is it 12 members of the team?
What?
27 or 41?
Good Lord.
Oops.
Jeez, those all feel like...
You're on the clock.
Right. What was that, Gavin?
I said those all seem like high numbers. Can I hear the numbers again?
Yeah, what are the numbers again?
12, 27, or 41. For the record, including red shirt, this includes red shirt players, there were 120 players on that team.
120 players. Mm-hmm. Man, I think this is one of those ones that's so intimidatingly big that he wants us to go big, but it's actually the small number, and it's only 12.
That's what I was thinking.
I think he's trying to play mental games with us today, and they're just not working in his favor. So what do you think, 12?
I think 12 sounds more reasonable. 27 sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it does. Let's go 12, final answer.
1 in 3 players on that team spent time in jail or was arrested.
Wow.
41 players from that team got arrested or spent time in jail.
All right. That's embarrassing. All right. We can afford to be funny with that one.
All right. Question number 4. This also has to do with history. In the late 1700s, the U.S. was set to adopt the metric system, but the standardized tools for the meter and kilogram never made it to the U.S. What happened? Did pirates raid the ships they were in and stole them? A fire broke out in the warehouse where they were stored and it melted them, or they were damaged while being shipped, and that resulted in the creation of the empirical system, which we use today.
I was just telling Meatball yesterday, his freaking questions are so asinine.
So basically,
mine are like, how many pieces are in a Scrabble game? Meatball's, hey, let me give you a history lesson here. I can't even remember what the question was by the time we got to the answers.
All right. Question is, what happened to the devices that were going to transition the U.S. to the metric system?
He can't even remember. God.
So like the
pirates. flood or something. I can't even remember. He can't even remember.
Pirates raided
Do
the
you
ship.
even remember, Gavin?
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
The folks at home are hitting the snooze button. Good Lord. Brief your answers, please. Good Lord.
Pirates stole them.
Pirates stole them.
A fire broke out and destroyed them.
Fire.
Or they were damaged while shipping.
Damaged while shipping.
What happened to the official meter and kilogram measuring devices coming to the U.S.?
Good Lord in heaven. What, Gavin, I'm going to let you take this one, man. I'm burned out.
Okay.
Maybe because I'm burned out, it was the fire. Maybe let's just get the right answer the wrong way. I don't know.
I was thinking the fire, but then pirate seems like a possibility.
Yeah, true.
I think I'll go with the fire.
Okay. Gavin's going fire. Final answer.
All right. It was pirates.
Good Lord.
Mm.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I'm tired of that question. You made me hate that question, and I love that question.
Oh.
You're making me sad, Mark. All right. We're moving on. Question number
God.
5. This is animals.
My kingdom for a short question.
What do you call the sound a camel makes? Is it called cameling, nuzzing, or brewing? And brewing is spelled BROOING.
Sound that makes?
I know
Sound
why
a
nuzzing.
camel makes.
I think nuzzing.
A camel?
Yeah, I think nuzzing. I've heard that term before.
Cameling, nuzzing, brewing.
Cameling, nuzzing, or brewing?
Yeah, I don't know, Gavin. I feel like it's nuzzing. I don't know. What are you feeling here? Or do you think because he spelled out brewing that's the one? I don't know. I'm stuck on this one.
Yeah, I think it's either nuzzing or brewing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the same because I'm more of an animal guy.
Yeah. So what are you thinking? I think
Hey, we're in Kalamazoo. We'll go with brewing.
brewing. Brew in the zoo. Final answer.
Brewing, final answer. It was nuzzing.
Yes.
Camels nuzz.
Well, Meatball got the point for the day after the hour-long third question of the Daily Five.
the fourth
Good
question.
Lord.
It was the
Meatball.
fourth question.
Oh, sorry. I just forgot what day it was by now. So Meatball stays alive for the Daily Five trivia game for the week. And Gavin, you are going to win tickets to the Arena Rock Show coming up this Friday at Warner Vineyards. And that's going to be an awesome show, man. We can't wait to hang out with you there.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I'm big fans.
Thanks,
Hey,
man.
Thanks, Gavin.
We're
We
a fan of
appreciate
you.
it.
The Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse.
And Meatball.
Meatball, you're still kind of new to Michigan, and I know you're always learning new stuff about the state.
I do love to learn new things in very long forms, apparently,
Yes.
by asking intricate questions.
You okay over there?
Yeah, I'm fine. What's up?
Okay. Hey, you just seem a little salty.
No,
even
fine.
though you won.
Totally fine. Yeah, what's up?
Yes. Anyway, grievances aside, there's still a lot of people in Michigan who enjoy learning things about the state, things that they never even knew, including myself. Like, because I kind of pride myself on like learning new things about the state, and there's so much history here. But there are things that are from Michigan that I had no idea about until this morning. And so I put this list up on the 1077 RKR app. Did you know that Gumby can basically be traced to Michigan?
Really?
Yeah. The claymation pioneer, Art Clokey, he was actually born in Detroit. He used the soil from his grandparents' farm in Millington as inspiration for Gumby. And he kind of took the name from what his dad called the slurry, when the mud would kind of mix with the clay and the soil in the rain.
Yeah.
He would call it gumbo. That's where that came from.
Okay.
Do you know offhand, because I know you're a big basketball guy, who the most winningest coach in the NBA is all time?
All time?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you're going to tell me he's from Michigan.
Well, Don Nelson is his name. He was born in Ski Town.
Oh,
Muskegon.
really? Okay.
Yeah. So Nelson's credited with pretty much inventing the modern brand of fast-paced, up-tempo basketball.
Okay.
Here's another interesting one, too. Buster Keaton. Silent films.
Oh, yeah.
Buster Keaton was kind of known for his, like, really outlandish, like,
His
stunts.
His stunts were, like, legendary.
Yeah. he would actually spend his childhood summers in Muskegon and regarded Ski Town as his hometown.
No kidding.
Yeah, this is pretty wild. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff from Michigan that I had never had any kind of clue to, which I'm going to elaborate on a little bit deeper tomorrow as well. But you can take a little sneak preview here on the 107.7 RKR app.
Now, I did know there was one connection between myself in the state of Michigan, the Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
Most people think that's a Kansas thing.
Yep.
That was written in Michigan.
Yeah, Holland.
Yep.
So pretty wild. And we have the little outside museum. So the little Wizard of Oz exhibit out there in Holland.
A little bit of home for me up here in my new home.
Hesse. Yeah, you know what? I was going to say, it'd be cool if we could get Meatball like some ruby, I don't know, gauntlets or something.
Ruby gauntlets?
Yeah, I'm not going to make you wear slippers.
Why? Slippers are so cozy and they're so sparkly and pretty.
Yes, but if you maybe have some like ruby gauntlets, you can tap them 3 times and get some good barbecue up in this bad boy. 107.7 RKR, it's the Rocker Morning Show with Mark Frankhouse and Meatball, joined on the phone by legendary prop comic. Welcome to the Rocker Morning Show, Carrot Top. Hey, good morning, Carrot Top.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic, man.
Thank you, bud. Appreciate it.
Totally, dude. First off, congratulations on the longevity there in Vegas at the Luxor through 2030 now, and next year is going to mark 20 years of doing your show there. This is a huge deal, man.
Yeah, it is. It's even huge for me. It's great. It's gone by fast. I remember the day they asked me to do it, and I said no. And now I'm looking back at it, saying, thank God I did say yes.
What initially made you say no to that deal?
Well, I've been doing the show for so long on the road. I was considering myself a road guy. I'm a tour bus, and I'm not a Vegas guy. I didn't like being in one place at the same time long enough, and there was something about Vegas. I didn't get it. And then I gave it a shot for a year, and then it worked out great, and now I can't imagine not being in Vegas.
I was going to say, with getting that gig, did you kind of have this mental thing where you were like, okay, now I really got to step my game up because this is Vegas? Or did you just kind of go in there with that mentality of like, I know what I'm doing. I've been around for years. I'm going to do what I know, and it's going to kill.
No, I had to play by the somewhat rules. I mean, Vegas is a different beast.
Yeah.
When I would go on the road and say, Detroit, do a show in Detroit at the State Theater there with Fox, it was a different show, and it was a different mentality and everything. And Vegas is completely not that. I mean, Vegas is just a strange a mixture of people from all over the country. Some have no clue. The attention span of people now, even now, have gone down to nothing.
Yeah.
So, they're watching buildings blow up and imploded and tigers. And so, I don't know. It just had to really change the show to become more of a Vegas-y type show and more fast-paced, more information quicker to them. So, it's the whole show has evolved completely since I started doing Vegas. It's been a great adventure.
Great.
I was going to say, you really have to have a certain set of skills to be a prop comic, because you take a look at people, well, like yourself, and as well as Gallagher as well. Were you ever a fan of his work?
Oh, very much so. Gallagher's huge fan. I got to know him when I was a kid and try to help him write jokes even.
Oh, wow.
So so I knew Gallagher very well. And I always wanted to have and that's what's funny. When you see something like Gallagher, when I saw him at that age, I wanted to be him, but I wanted to do it in a different way. Like,
right.
It's very important to kind of, to learn from him, but not steal from him.
Exactly.
You get kind of
Well, you have definitely found a way to differentiate yourself from literally any comic out there. Your career speaks for itself. Another extension there at the Luxor in Vegas. Congratulations on that. And, if we ever make our way out to Vegas, man, we're looking forward to seeing the show and seeing you, man. But congratulations, and thanks for your time today, man. This was a ton of fun.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate your help, my man.
Thanks, dude. We have the full uncensored interview with Carrot Top available right now on demand on 107.7 RKR app, including his ties to NASA. You heard that right. Carrot Top has ties to NASA. You can find out how on demand right now on the Rocker app.
Corners and the darkest ends of this world. From the Michigan Dogman to Bigfoot, the melonheads of Allegan County, and people from Ohio. This is Weird Ass Wednesday.
This story may not sound weird to begin with, but I promise you there's a twist you're going to love.
Okay.
In 2018, a massive fashion show and sale took place in Los Angeles. VIP shoppers, fashionistas, fashion icons all showed up in droves to see this new line of luxury shoes created by a company called Palessi. The display and show was held in their new storefront in downtown LA, and some potential buyers for the luxury line sported the shoes, wore them around the showroom as a show of power and might in their artistry prowess. Mm-hmm. Some shoes were selling for as much as $640 a pair.
Sure.
Many people saying they were high style, made from high quality product, and you could tell by the best crafters. Quote, elegant, sophisticated, classy, and people were dropping literally hundreds of dollars on these shoes. All told, that day, Palessi banked thousands of dollars on shoes, except there's one problem. Palessi doesn't exist. Never did.
Okay.
The prank pulled on all of these fashionistas was to prove that posh and prestige are all about perception, because every shoe sold that day was from Payless.
Oh. Oh, got him.
Not a single pair of shoes in that storefront cost more than $35.
How is that legal?
They did refund them afterward.
Oh,
and they were like,
seems like so much
sorry,
work.
we duped you. The reactions when they told all of these hoity-toity little people about the prank was absolutely, positively my favorite part about this whole thing.
You actually have a clip?
I have,
oh my gosh.
have audio of the reaction here. Just listen to this.
These are actually from Payless.
You've got to be kidding me. Shut up.
Are you serious?
Shut up.
The look on their faces is priceless. So, the next time you think Payless isn't high fashion, think again. And I just wish I could bottle up those smug rich people's reactions to finding out they just spent hundreds of dollars on Payless shoes and keep it forever on a shelf to look at and laugh. Because the next time somebody makes fun of my knockoff Van shoes, I'm just going to show them that video and be like, come at me, bro.
That is amazing.
Yep.
Well, speaking of high quality at an affordable price and getting your money's worth, Weird Ass Wednesday brought to you by BC Pizza off West Main in Kalamazoo. You could stop in anytime and, get down on that dinner buffet. And our girl, Zoe Turner, going to be joining us in the studio this Friday. So make sure you want to get some pizzas today, tomorrow. Check out their buffet and make sure to get your catering at BC Pizza off West Main in Kalamazoo, our sponsor for Weird Ass Wednesday.
1077 RKR, it is the Rocker Morning Show with Meatball.
And Mark Frankhouse.
It is time once again to give our Olympic update. Recap from yesterday and our medal count look this morning, which has already changed a couple of times since we've been on the air. So we'll run through that here in a second.
Sweet.
Recap from yesterday, some of the highlights, especially for U.S. sports. Women's gymnastics back on the podium, winning gold in team all-around competition. Simone Biles, now the most decorated gymnast in U.S. Olympics history with her 8th medal, going for several more in the coming days. Last Olympics in Tokyo, the finals, the U.S. finished with silver in team after Biles had to withdraw due to a case of the twisties, which is essentially when gymnasts lose track of their body while they're in the air. Women's individual events start up tomorrow. I believe men's individuals start up today.
Gotcha.
And yes, by the way, Bears football player Jonathan Owens, husband of Simone Biles, did take time off from Bears OTAs to fly out to Paris and support his wife in the games, which is very, very cool. U.S. Rugby.
Man.
In an incredible finish over Australia yesterday, women's game in the bronze medal game. With less than a minute to go, Alex Cedric broke loose from the pack and ran nearly the full length of the pitch to score and tie the game, and then knocked it through the uprights of the extra 2 points to secure the team's win, taking home the bronze medal, and it is the first ever Olympic medal for the U.S. in women's rugby.
That is so sick.
It's awesome.
Wasn't one of the players did she fake an injury to throw off the other team or something?
Undetermined.
Undetermined.
We're not going to talk about that. The final highlight of the day yesterday, Snoop Dogg, because he's apparently our mascot now and finishing off every side quest there possibly is existing. He learned how to fence with the U.S. team, and he also learned how to swim with Michael Phelps.
Nice.
That is great stuff. Medal count has already changed this morning. The U.S. still on top in total medals. 4 gold, 12 silver, 11 bronze, with a total of 27 medals. But the Olympics ranks people by number of gold medals. In first place, and this all changed very quickly this morning, China now in first place with 8 gold, 6 silver, 2 bronze, 16 total. Japan in second, 7 gold, 2 silver, 4 bronze. France in third place, 6 gold, 9 silver, 5 bronze. And Great Britain, they won the men's triathlon as I was watching it this morning. So, spoiler alert. They now have 6 gold medals, 5 silver, and 5 bronze. The United States still with just 4 gold medals, but I think swimming really starts to kick up now. Mm-hmm. They're going to really start taking that. 10 medaling events today, including men's triathlon, which we just talked about a little bit ago. Thank God the river is finally cleaned up and they can do that. I believe the women are swimming later today. Mm-hmm. In swimming, men's and women's 100-meter free, men's 200-meter fly, women's 1,500-meter free, and men's 200-meter breaststroke. Shooting, trap women's qualification and finals today. Rowing and canoeing events, judo, men's all-around final in gymnastics, women's 10-meter synchronized diving, and BMX freestyling today.
Sick.
In the Olympics. I kind of wish I'd have kept up with my BMX biking when I was in middle school.
Right. The most BMXing I did was the ones with your fingers. The little toys.
The tech deck.
I shred on those things.